Hello. In this section of the Arduino lessons, we'll focus on the sliding switch. In our previous lessons, we developed sample projects using buttons and made the circuit perform a specific task when the button was pressed. The sliding switch works similarly to a button, but instead of pressing and releasing, we move the switch left or right to trigger specific tasks in the circuit. The image on the screen shows a single pole double throw switch. The type of switch that can control two output terminals with a single input terminal is known as a single pole double throw switch. From single pole, we understand the switch has one input, and double throw tells us it has two outputs. The middle terminal is the input, the left terminal is output 1, and the right terminal is output 2. When we slide the switch to the left, the voltage applied to the input is transferred to output 1. When we slide it to the right, the voltage is transferred to output 2. In other words, it switches between the A and B terminals. When examining the circuit's operation, we see that voltage is applied to the input terminal of the sliding switch, and when it is turned to the left, the circuit continues through terminal B or output 1. When we turn it to the other side, the circuit continues through terminal C or output 2. This way, we can control the circuit's operation using a single pole double throw switch. Through a slide switch, two different paths within a circuit can be controlled. For example, the ready mode and standby mode of a security alarm system can be adjusted using a slide switch. Shifting the switch to the left puts the circuit in standby mode, deactivating the burglar alarm system. Moving it to the right activates it. Now, let's begin examining the working principle of the sliding switch through example circuits and applications. The first example will explore the operation of the sliding switch without writing any code. The 5 volts power and ground wire have been routed from the Arduino board to the breadboard. We also transferred the ground line to the upper layer of the breadboard. We applied the 5-volt voltage to the middle pin of the switch. This 5-volt input will be transferred to two outputs through the slide switch. When the slide switch is flipped to the left, 5 volts will be transferred to the left pin. When flipped to the right, 5 volts will be applied to the right pin, and we will control the green and red LEDs through these left and right output terminals. Once the switch is shifted left, the voltage passing through the resistor will be delivered to the green LED's anode. When the switch is turned to the right, the voltage through the resistor will be applied to the anode of the red LED. The cathodes of the LEDs are connected to the ground rail at the top of the breadboard. When the simulation runs, the green LED is on because the sliding switch is turned to the left. By shifting the sliding switch to the right, the output voltage is now applied to the red LED via the right leg, allowing us to control two distinct tasks in the circuit with the sliding switch. In the next example, we will develop a sample application related to the sliding switch by writing codes. After demonstrating this application via the Tinkercad simulation, we will also review the physical operation of the circuit. We have transferred the 5-volt power supply and ground line from the Arduino board to the breadboard. We are applying the 5-volt voltage to the middle pin of the sliding switch, which serves as the input. We have connected the left pin of the sliding switch to digital pin 2 on the Arduino and the right pin to digital pin 3. We can see that these outputs are also connected to the ground line through 10 kilo-ohm resistors. As you may recall, to eliminate the unstable behavior of the button, we connected the output pin to the ground line using a 10 kilo-ohm resistor. We are dealing with a similar principle in this case. This means that without turning the sliding switch to any side, the 5-volt voltage can be applied to the outputs, and instability may occur due to leakage currents. Therefore, we must connect the output voltages to the ground line using 10 kilo-ohm resistors. Following the circuit connections of the sliding switch, we should review the connections for the green, yellow, and red LEDs as well. We have connected the short legs of the LEDs to the ground rail on the breadboard. We connected the long legs of the LEDs with 330 ohm resistors to prevent them from being damaged. We have connected the anode of the green LED to Arduino's digital pin 4, the positive leg of the yellow LED to pin 5, and the positive leg of the red LED to pin 6. Now, let's move on to the code section. We will use pins 2 and 3 as inputs because the sliding switch will be used to control them. We have defined pins 4, 5, and 6 as outputs since they will be used to control the LEDs. In the loop block, we write the condition digital read 2 inside the parentheses of the if statement. If the information read from pin 2 is high, meaning this information is equal to true, both conditions express the same thing and the if statement will be executed. If the condition in the if statement is true, then digital pins 4, 5, and 6, which are connected to the green, yellow, and red LEDs, will be high. In this case, the LEDs will remain continuously lit. In the else condition, if a true value has not been received on pin 2, it means the switch has been turned to the right. In this case, we set pins 4, 5, and 6 to high, causing the green, yellow, and red LEDs connected to these pins to light up. Next, we use the delay command to create a 1-second delay. After staying on for 1 second, the LEDs are turned off by setting the pins they are connected to low. And then we make the LEDs remain off for 1 second. In this way, when the switch is turned to the left, the LEDs stay on continuously, while turning it to the right makes them blink on and off every second. We start the simulation. As the switch is in the left position, the LEDs stay lit constantly. When we switch it to the right, the LEDs blink on and off at 1 second intervals. We can stop the simulation. Here, instead of the else block, we could have written a separate if statement. We could use digital read 3 in the if statement. We can specify that the commands in this block should execute if the read value is high and evaluates to true. We preferred to use an else statement beforehand, reasoning that if digital pin 2 is low, when it is not high, then the switch is set to the right. Yet, this method of coding is also valid. We'll start the simulation once more. When the switch is to the left, the LEDs stay on continuously, and when switched to the right, they blink on and off at 1 second intervals. It's important to mention that without these resistors, the switch would be in an indeterminate state. Now, we'll remove these resistors and restart the simulation. As you can see, even though the switch is to the left, the second condition is active, and the LEDs are blinking at 1 second intervals. This is because both pin 2 and pin 3 are high, as the switch is in an unstable state. To prevent this, we must place 10 kilo-ohm resistors here. Now, let's examine the working principle of the circuit in the physical setup, exactly as it was in the simulation. The switch is in the left position, and during this time, the LEDs remain steadily lit. Let's move the switch to the right. When we slide the switch to the right, we see the LEDs blink on and off at 1 second intervals. The key point to note here is that the switch's output terminals are also connected to the ground through a 10,000 ohm resistor, ensuring stable operation. Removing any of the resistors will cause the circuit to malfunction. As you can see, after removing the resistor on the left, the LEDs went back to staying on continuously, and we can say that the circuit is no longer stable. When we put the resistor back in place, we can observe that the circuit operates stably. Thus, the 10,000 ohm resistors are extremely important for ensuring the circuit functions correctly. We've reached the end of our lesson on the slide switch. I wish you good luck with your work.